How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. My name is FaZe Crypto. Today I'm bringing you an episode on DigiByte, and we got some very interesting things that have been happening in the world of cryptocurrency. Of course, right now we're watching Bitcoin at 11,069, no pun intended. And of course, I have some very interesting information to talk about regarding the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and of course, the Internet of Things. Now, what we're going to boil down to is something that's pretty much on the heart and mind and soul. It's going to be the first article we're going to talk about here. Just get it out of the way because I know a lot of you have been asking me to weigh in on this subject, and I think that this article is a perfect jumping off point. Just published 2 hours ago on by Mr. Benjamin here. How will the U.S. election affect the price of BTC as of the 2020 election draws near? Two crypto traders on Twitter shared their predictions for how Bitcoin's price could react to the event. If we have a clear winner and an easy transition of power, I do not see much of an impact on the price of per coin, Big Chen told Cryptograph. On the other hand, if we have a close and or contested election, we could see a bounce in risk-off asset like gold and BTC. The election is a summation of 2020's wild year with a number of other factors also remaining at play. This election year is currently different considering what we have seen in the past due to all the different public health and global economic, of course, the different tolls that have, just turmoil. We talked about this all year. And Twitter trader Crypto Wendy O told Cointelegraph with an event like the public health sort of thing that we've been witnessing, one could assume that BTC would pump due to financial market uncertainty. However, we are not seeing that. Of course, I would say that the fact that we saw Bitcoin survive is pretty bullish. But regardless, crypto Twitter has been filled with all this sort of talk with weeks leading to the November decision in events arrives at a tail end of the year featuring these scares, businesses shutting down, economic troubles, tensions are high, especially with this current event on the horizon. Very interesting. And I would say, of course, government stimulus money, all this, dedicated to delay further stimulus talks. The election is over. After the election, as we will get more of an idea when the economy will be opening or not. Definitely interesting. And, subsequently, now we've also seen, in the light of this, leading up to it, we saw Bitcoin break 11K. Now, to my prediction, because I think that sort of just gives, I think that's what's on everybody's mind. That article sort of just covers the fundamentals of it. But I would say that if we see Mr. Trump continue his administration, I'd imagine that BTC would continue to perform on its current trajectory. And if we expect to see anything of as far as a Biden-Harris victory, we would probably see a completely different situation with Bitcoin. Different sort of treatment of the entire economic, different stuff like that would certainly affect BTC. I would say it would make BTC more bullish. But of course, remember, back when we saw Mr. Trump getting elected in the 2016 election, what happened that year? We saw BTC hit its all-time high of 20K in 2017, right on the cusp of that election. So the likelihood of a pump either way is something that might be in the cards. It is one of those, of course, in the light of, the certain pandemic sort of stuff, it is also very interesting to see. Anyways, what's good for Bitcoin is good for DigiByte, and I want to talk about DigiByte now. Getting that out of the way, but I think it is interesting to see. Either way, I think that it's looking pretty good for the cryptocurrency space. I think it's looking pretty good for all around, those who have been, those of us who are in this sort of community. I think we're in for a pretty wild ride in terms of seeing a lot of these different events as they've been manifesting all around us now. This article goes on to say most digital assets recorded positive gains on their daily charts today as the bulls controlled the market. Bitcoin Cash and EOS remain, of course, poised just under their resistance levels following a week-long consolidation. DigiByte, on the other hand, having breached its resistance, was in for another possible bullish move over the weekend, and definitely interesting on that front. And I think that this is all sort of boiling down to what we're seeing here, where these corporations and all these different entities are starting to realize the inevitability of cryptocurrency, the inevitability of blockchain technology, and what is looming on the horizon will be nothing more than the next stage of the paradigm shift, the crypto paradigm shift, which of course will be informed by a lot of different regulations and all that ugly stuff. But billionaire, bond king, Jeff says stocks will crash, predicts a weaker dollar, and questions Bitcoin in a new interview. Here are the 10 best quotes. Of course, if you wanted to go check them out, please go do so. But definitely interesting. I mean, we did see a lot of just equity drained out of just the global value of just the world's been turned on its head. But this is not exactly bearish when we want to talk about Bitcoin. Market wrap Bitcoin surges on Square News to 10.9k December. This is a bit of an older article, but at the very same time it's relevant because it talks about how Bitcoin is flashing green, and as of currently, we're sort of for those chart watchers out there, and I know there are many of you among my audience, how will this affect, let me know in the comments. I'd very much like to see your opinions. I think that it's always interesting to hear what you guys have to say, but I think that it's very interesting to look at something like DigiByte in the light of this, all this different, these sort of uncertainties. We've got DigiByte, rapidly growing open source blockchain created in late 2013 and released in early 2014. I'd say that when we want to look at this sort of better Bitcoin, all this UTXO blockchain technology and all these different things, when we talk about passwords and how more people are working from home, they're starting to have this awareness of the fragility of the current infrastructure. And I think it is one of the more bullish selling points that we want to look at when we talk about DigiByte, and as we watch with bated breath as we see a lot of these different aspects of the paradigm shift taking place. I'm very confident in DigiByte. I'm confident in what we could see happen, especially while we watch a lot of these different things unfolding. It'll definitely be a very interesting month. So on top of that, we're pretty much watching many of these aspects of the overall trajectory. Now, I just wanted to say, to wrap things up, give my final statements. I'm happy to be a part of the DigiByte community. This is probably one of the smartest, most well-informed, most active cryptocurrency communities on earth. We don't actually see people rallying behind a technology the same way that people, with sort of stuff like Tesla and Apple is all this stuff. But DigiByte is for the greater good, I'd imagine. It seems more, I think that we need to understand the weaknesses of Bitcoin, and how DigiByte could step in, especially while we watch, in a long enough time frame. I see it as very bullish, especially while we're watching the different, the uncertainties with the dollar and all these other aspects of, the contest of computing power. That sort of moving of the goalpost away from fossil fuels and natural resources into what we can expect to see is one of probably the most important paradigm shifts of our time. We've actually witnessed only a small portion of it with people now working from home and all these other aspects of the space. But what's good for that sort of transition, I would imagine, is good for the decentralized applications, and when that comes into play, authentication is going to be key, which is why I'm more or less bullish long term, but short term I'm also pretty bullish when we talk about these things. So good things are on the horizon, I'd imagine, for the cryptocurrency space, whether things turn out good or bad, for the normies out there. But of course, remember, this video is entertainment, educational purposes only. I'm not your dad, I'm not your financial advisor, so eat dirt, go make your own decisions. Don't listen to what I gotta say, in terms of go ask go get your own financial advisor. But yeah, all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure that you subscribe, comment down below, let us know what you think. Of course, it was interesting to see. I think DigiByte is probably one of the, share this out on Twitter, share this out, with your friends and family, get them aware of, are they stacking sats? Are they stacking BTC, ADA, DGB, what is it? I mean, whatever, what have you. But it is, we are all on the same team, even those XRP boys, they're still, on it. All that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next one. Have a good one.